Alright, hey guys, here we are, hole number 3. And if you want to use the free-to-play balls, I kind of mentioned this, you'll probably need to go berserker. Now, the best option is probably going to be some power 4, so you could just kind of max it out. With this option, we'll probably have to back off a little bit. So you can see that I'm only going to use maybe about 4 top spin. I'm going to try to land somewhere on this plane, so typically at least 10, 11, 12 rings, somewhere in here. And you'll also see that I'll need to come off this a little bit because it's, I don't want it to land long. So you can see with what I'm doing, kind of going orange on the power. I did catch a 1-ring great ball to the right. Let's see where that ends up making it land. It still looks good. So sure enough, right into the middle. Having to go power 5 like that with a, if we're going to use a free ball, ideally, you want to try to get that wind resistance down, like some kind of power 4, wind 2 option. Try to get that powered, that wind down for that approach shot, because, I'm going to definitely have a harder second shot because I'll have to play more wind this way. Another thing is you'll have to test the min to max range. It is significantly uphill, so you'll typically want to play, definitely in under 10, under 15, under 20, depending on kind of where you are in the fairway. You need to do kind of like a less adjustment. One of the tricks that I'll sometimes do just to make the adjustment more simple, so, if I'm more towards max club, I'll just use the min adjustment, for example. So you can see I'm almost maybe even more towards mid club. So if I was going to just go with this standard 1-to-1, I'd have to, get this back here. I'd go at least probably -10 and still use the min number. So I'm thinking somewhere around 10.5 rings. I'll also probably pull this at an angle. So you'll see that I'll get this ball guide kind of well offset here. It's going to be hard to kind of keep this to the left enough, and you'll also see that I'm pulling just slightly up. This is going to be about 10.5 rings, so I'm going to do this in kind of one motion. Maybe that's even 11. That great ball is going to probably end up not being able to, nope, it's still just a tiny bit light on the adjustment. So, and more so than anything, it's the wind effect. And that's why you saw me trying to curl it. You could see I had my spin maxed out. I had as much side spin on it as I could put, and I still tried to curl it. So that just lets you know that you're going to require more curl. In terms of my ring adjustment, I think 11 was pretty good. And you can also see the pull angle that I used was also pretty good. So make sure that you're following suit. If you just go with a straight needle there, you're going to end up too deep. It's gonna land too long. So, you do want to make sure that you're pulling at that angle, similar to what I was doing. Somewhere around that 11 rings is going to be ideal if your wind is up like that. As you can see, I'm just using this min number plus the -10 for the adjustment for the uphill factor. If that was more towards max club, I'd probably just use a plus 0%. And just use the actual min number. So if I was more at the max club, I'd probably go somewhere around 11.7, somewhere in there, 12 rings. But I'd still need to, do some of that counter curl. So you really got to, figure out how much on that counter curl, because you're not going to be able to get that ball left enough. So you'll have to do it with some kind of scaled amount of curl, like half a ball curl. You'll just have to slightly modify that based on the wind they give you. So good luck there. I'll see you guys on the next one.